Sterling's, mom, Brittany, she played soccer. She played college soccer, right? So now you got this team that's coming out saying, we're going to give you a scholarship. So UCF, if Texas Tech can do that, why can't you do that for me, Z, Ziggy, and Zoe? All right, Texas Tech, great job handling this for Miss Brittany and Sterling.
Yeah, that's right. NBA Hall of Fame finalists announced. I'm going to tell you who should make the class. Paul Pierce, despite the fact that you and I have, you know, our issues because you have bad sports opinions, you're in. Chris Bosh, you're in. Bill Russell, you're in as a coach now. Already in as a player, should be in as a coach. Won 2 championships as a coach. First black head coach in NBA history. Had a great first ever 3-1 comeback against the Sixers as a player coach. People remember that in 1968, I think it was. And then last spot, Ben Wallace. Put Ben Wallace in the Hall of Fame, America. 4-time, not all defense, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. 5-time, not all defense, all NBA. And the linchpin of a champion. Why is Ben Wallace not in the Hall of Fame, America? So Pierce, Bosh, Wallace as players, Bill Russell as a coach, and on the women's side, we'll talk more about that later, but those are the 4 people on the men's side of things. There it is. There's your Hall of Fame class. I solved it for everybody.
That's a good class. I like it. Hey, guys, I'll admit I'm a little fascinated by Tom Brady. I mean, the guy's 43-year-old, runs around with a bunch of 20-year-olds. He's pliable, he's flexible, he's indestructible. He's also a little quirky. He put his morning on Instagram, what he likes to do, his whole routine. He's making a smoothie, and he gets to the part about the banana, and he cuts the ends of the bananas off. He says, oh, I don't eat the ends. I understand some of your quirks. You don't like strawberries, you don't like nightshades, you like avocado ice cream. What's with the ends? It's called a smoothie. A smoothie literally means making your food smooth and then drinking it, whether your food is damaged or bruised or discolored or even miscolored. It's a smoothie.
That's right, Jenna.
I know, I'm quirky. I got a lot of quirks. This one I don't know. And I know what you're going to say. Well, he's Tom Brady. I know, you're Tom Brady, and I'm a middle-aged woman who's doing a national show out of her bedroom. I get it, you win. Still a little quirky for me with the banana. I can't wrap my head around it, Wilds. I don't know. It's all going down the same pipe.
It's a good take. It's a good take.
March 10th, 2013. Happy anniversary to DeAndre Jordan and Brandon Knight. Everyone, one of the all-time greatest dunks in the NBA. Also, an all-time bold challenge from Brandon Knight. Everyone wants to roast Brandon Knight. You know what I do? Applaud him because he actually challenged this dunk. Now we live in the day and age, business decision, I gotta back away, which would not only rob your own personal integrity, but also rob DeAndre Jordan of a highlight. And if you do get dunked on, another lesson from Brandon Knight. Just put a funny tweet out. Also the anniversary of this tweet tomorrow because it was 2:33 a.m. Hey, wasn't in the scouting reports that the Clippers threw lobs, LOL. All-time great tweet from Brandon Knight. All-time bold move. So congratulations, happy anniversary to Brandon Knight and DeAndre Jordan.
But I like anniversaries. Gentlemen, let's play a little drawing blank now.
Wild.
Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson, 7 others were franchise tagged yesterday, but that left a number of high-level players on the cusp of free agency. All right, Brandon, you're up first. The most intriguing free agent is blank.
Ooh, there's some big names out there. You got Aaron Jones, you got Antonio Brown. Kenny Galladay was a guy that I thought was going to get tagged, and he didn't. So he's going to go out there and probably get $19, $20 million a year somewhere. But the guy I got to go with is not someone that everybody's talking about. It's Chris Carson. Chris Carson, man, you got to be able to run the ball in the National Football League. I know we're a pass-happy league, but at the end of the day, when playoff time come around and you're trying to go deep into the playoffs, you need to be able to run the ball. You need to be able to stop the ball, stop the run. So I'm going to go with Chris Carson. Chris Carson, the best spot for him is Seattle. I don't know if they'll get it done. They should get it done. I was with him in 2018. This dude went for over 1,100 yards, and he was an absolute monster. 2019, same thing. 2020, a little bit of dip in production, but his rush per carry was outstanding. It was his career high. I'd like him in Seattle, but if Seattle don't get the deal done, I really think the Pittsburgh Steelers is a good fit for this kid. Chris Carson is an absolute beast, Nick.
Okay, I'm going to take Nick's spot here. Here's a statistic that will make you throw up if you're a Patriots fan. Last year, Patriots tight ends caught 1 touchdown. The year before that, they caught 2 touchdowns. That's a total of 3 touchdowns from your tight end position in 2 years. So what my answer is? Hunter Henry. He's 26 years old, had 60 catches and 4 touchdowns last year for the Chargers. Come on back to New England. I know you said, oh, I want to go somewhere where there's a great quarterback. Well, there will be a great quarterback in New England. Who is it going to be? I don't know. That's the mystery of it, Jenna. It's the intrigue is what makes it interesting, what makes it a good destination.
Wilds is the resident forever Patriots fan, no matter what the circumstances are. On to Baltimore now, where the Ravens are working on an extension with quarterback Lamar Jackson. Will Dak Prescott's record-breaking monster deal factor into that? Ravens GM Eric DeCosta said, nope, it won't. It will not. So, Brandon, the Ravens GM saying Dak Prescott's deal will not impact Lamar's extension is blank.
Just not realistic, Jenna. I mean, as a player, you're always looking at who sets the market. And you're looking at, okay, Patrick Mahomes, quarterback position, averaging $45 million a year, did almost a $500 million deal. They should be thankful that Dak did this deal the way he did, because the reality is, if Dak wanted to get more, he could have gotten more, because he has the leverage. Yep. Because there is a team out there that would have given him $45 million a year. So for Dak to come in at a $40 million a year, they gave everybody else a break. So Lamar Jackson's your quarterback, whether you like it or not. You know, you're saying, well, we're going to double down on how we play the game. This is how Lamar wants to play the game. This is how Greg Roman wants to call the game. So guess what? You got to pay the man. That is now the bar. $40 million a year to guarantee. Lamar's agent, who is his mother, Felicia, who is super savvy, I'm telling you right now, she ain't taking less than $40 million. So if there's going to be a deal done, then that's where it's going to be, right there.
See, Brandon, I think this deal is practically done. The quote, you know, DeCosta also went on to say, like, yeah, I know there's not a discount when you go to the Rolls-Royce dealership or the Bentley dealership. So I think you're right. I think 40 is a nice, clean number. 4 years at 40 for 160. I think that'd be perfect for Lamar. If he can get more, go for it. But I think this deal is going to get done. I don't think there's going to be a lot of drama around this.
I think this is wishful thinking, and I think it's wishful thinking because Eric DeCosta understands, well, Dak just got the single most player-favorable deal in the history of the NFL. So, of course, that's not going to impact our deal. But if I'm Lamar, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's all save time, money, energy, and effort. Just ask the Cowboys to fax over Dak's contract and just, you know, white out Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott, put in Lamar Jackson, let's go. So, of course, DeCosta doesn't want this to impact his extension. If I'm Lamar, I say, hey, I'll take that deal. I'll take that exact deal. And you know what? I'll take 90% of that deal, the same details. So I think I think Jerry Jones unknowingly put the Ravens and the Browns and the Bills in a bit of a tough spot here.
People still using whiteout. That's my takeaway. On to New York now, where Giants GM Dave Gettleman is all in on Danny Dimes. Had this to say, quote, he's everything we want, no reason to go look. So, Brandon, the New York Giants' commitment to Daniel Jones is blank.
Oh, this is Dave being Dave. That's what this is. I mean, he continues to put his foot in his mouth. You go back to, you know, the Carolina days and Josh Norman. Josh Norman literally came out and said, I want to smash his face. Dave Gettleman, I mean, come on, man. We're talking about comparing quarterbacks. Is that really what we want to do here? If there was another guy out there like a Deshaun Watson, a Russell Wilson, I mean, that is the bar. You can't tell me that this is the guy that you absolutely want to see behind center the next 10, 15 years on the production he's given you the last 2 years. There is opportunity for him to get better, but at the end of the day, he needs to step into that and own that. What we saw the last 2 years is not good enough for him to continue to be the face of that franchise.
Yeah, listen, the Giants' commitment to Daniel Jones is self-preservation. If Daniel Jones fails, Dave Gettleman is fired. So Dave Gettleman is not going to even open the door to the possibility that Daniel Jones will fail, even though most of us think Well, you can't fumble once every 22 snaps and succeed in this league. It'd be a new novel concept, but we've never seen it happen. And by the way, I did the one once out of 22 off the top of my head. I don't know if that's exactly right, but I think it's about right. He's the most fumblingest player since Ryan Leaf, and on a large enough sample, even more so than Ryan Leaf. So I think Gettleman understands that he is tied, more so than he's tied to Joe Judge, to Daniel Jones. So he needs this to work out. So Daniel Jones is going to get an incredibly long rope, and with that rope, I assume he will drop it on the ground.
All right, so if you want to support Daniel Jones, don't just say nice things in the media. Let's get some wide receivers. The Giants have always had that, like, nice wide receiver that you want to tune in and watch. Whether it's Amani Toomer, whether it's Victor Cruz, whether it's Odell. So you're picking at 11. I think Devontae Smith will be gone.